Alright guys, today I'm going to be doing a comparison with the 3DS XL versus the PS Vita, and why I'm doing a comparison between these two gaming systems is actually a viewer wanted me to do a comparison, so I'm going to be doing a comparison straight up. And there's a couple of things that really differentiate these two systems. Like, it's comparing, like, like apples to oranges sort of thing, okay? The only game I had that was the most similar was Dead or Alive Dimensions, and I have Dead or Alive 5 for the Vita here. So let's get into some of the fighting. Let's just see here. So let's go into training. Okay, so here we go. Now let's just go with this. There's two screens of the DS, all 3DS of course, and there's one screen and one touch screen, two touch pad, one rear view, one front view touch. Okay. This runs a dual core 500 to 1000 gigahertz. 1 gigahertz processor. This is a quad core up to 2 gigahertz clock speed. So there's a huge difference there already just by the hardware. Now the games is what really differentiates these two systems, right? This has the superior hardware, but sales wise this is killing the Vita. Why? Because it has more games. That's mainly why. If anybody out there that's ever played Vita knows that this is a great system. It actually has very cool niche titles that you won't get elsewhere, and the graphics are pretty amazing. Like you're looking about like quality graphics, like a PS3 type of, or even PS2, PS3 type of graphics. Okay, on the 3DS, when I play the 3DS, I really don't play it for the graphics itself, because they're okay. They're mediocre graphics. Like, you'll get by. Some games look great. Some games look kind of sort of thing. But you play it more for the variety type of games that comes with, right? So, like this system has great games for like Ace Attorney, things like that. Like Professor Layton, which aren't really hardware killing type of games. So let's look at the graphics right there. There's Kazumi. Here's Kazumi on this screen. Really, which one really looks better, more detailed, right? That's a no-brainer. Okay, let's select that. We'll put them in the same costume. Okay. Oops. Okay, so we have them on both in the same costume. Let's see if we have the same maps. Probably not. There we go. Close to the same maps here. Okay. All right, so they're loading right now. So take a good look at the graphics right here. Okay. Pretty fluid, pretty smooth. They don't look too bad. Let's zoom in a little bit more, give you a better idea of the graphics there. Okay. And let's look at the graphics here. Like, really, comparing wise, this looks good. This looks great. Okay. The textures are all smooth. You can see really fine details, and it's really fluid if you look at that. Okay. So like really, you can't really compare. Like this is good. Like I'll get by with it. Um, but which one's better? This one, of course. This one, of course, you have the 3D capabilities, and you don't get it on this side. So, it's gonna be a trade-off regardless of which system you choose. But like I said, you really play it for the games that you get, and you know, I actually enjoy the Vita more than the 3DS for one reason. Like I said, it has the nice niche titles. Like right now, I'm really enjoying Ninja Gaiden 2, and it's really great. I've never got to finish it, and on this system you can bring it on the go and you can play it anywhere you want. So same thing with this, but like I said, the screen resolution is much lower. This is like a high def screen, so huge difference. And if you really want, you can also compare like the Netflix running on both systems. This one runs it much quicker than it does on the 3DS. So actually, we can actually do that right now. Alright guys, so I'm going to get it all set up right here. Let's see which one loads faster. Okay, so here's the Netflix. Sorry, I was loading YouTube sort of thing. This is why I redid the whole thing right here. Okay, so here we go. We got Netflix loading right now. This one is almost finished. It really is kind of slow on the 3DS if you've ever used it. It's watchable, but it's slower. It's definitely slower. I notice it right off the bat. And when you select things, it's not as smooth either. Okay, so the Vita is already done. Okay. This is still loading. Okay. All right, so let's look at that screen right there, loading up. The outline for the it's kind of blurry. Okay, look how crisp this one looks. It's a huge difference. You really can't compare these. It's like apples to oranges. So if you're looking for a good system, and you want the games like of Mario and things like that, you definitely have to get a 3DS. Okay, if you want the niche titles that are port consoles, ports of PS3 games, things like that, and PS2 games, get the Vita. That's the best, I'll tell you. They're both really good systems. I enjoy the Vita more because it has those niche titles, and the screen is better, and it's like playing on a PS3. I enjoyed the 3DS for those Nintendo games, those Square Enix sort of Final Fantasy games, which you actually do have, Final Fantasy X on the Vita as well. So there is my review. Okay. If you have any questions or comments, post them below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel.